Heavenly Father, we come before you today with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our parish and our communities. May our discussions be filled with respect, and may our actions reflect a commitment to the well-being of our residents. Bless our efforts today in all ways, and keep us mindful of the responsibility we have to serve with integrity. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good evening, everyone. Roll call.
Travis Franks,
Present.
Mark Burrell,
Here.
Ernest Anderson,
Here.
Darrell Wiley,
Here.
Jacob Coco,
Here.
Clyde Benson,
Here.
McKinley Keller, Alan Thomas,
Here.
Sam Pierce.
Here. All right. Item 5, need a motion to adopt the minutes of the regular meeting held on October 8th, 2024, as printed in the weekly news and emailed and mailed to all jurors. All right, motion by Mr. Allen, second by Mr. Toko. Question or comments from the jurors? Question or comments from the audience? All right, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion will carry. Number 6, Alan, you want to take that?
A motion to adopt the minutes of the Tourist Commission meeting held on October 28,
All right,
2024 as presented.
I'll get a second. All right, second by Jacob. Question or comments from the jurors? Question, comments from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion will carry. All right, we're supposed to have 2 delegates here tonight, but in both no-shows. I'd asked Mr. Riddle to be here to give us an update on the Solomon North. Only thing I know that the tree is now removed.
Mr. Gassport's probably up on that.
You know, no.
I have no idea. I do know the tree's removed.
Yeah, I took care of you then. I said that. And Miss Mary's not gonna be here. She said she'll come in December, so we'll see her in December.
Lonnie, did y'all want to say something?
Yes, if it's all right.
They,
All right.
you know,
Okay, just to remind y'all, I'm Lonnie Dufour,
Here.
the chairman of the, up there? Okay, no problem.
Yeah,
Now to be on stage. All righty. Make David move his camera again.
sure you're gonna be all over the world now.
All right, thank you everyone for giving us opportunity to speak again for this hearing. As you know, we had some severe rain events this past Wednesday and Saturday throughout the parish. But I represent the Bayou Parish Drainage Task Force here in Marksville, and we had some severe flooding in downtown Marksville, primarily up Sunny Avenue and in what we call the confluence area of Tarleton Street, Foster, and Albert, and we had a family that repeatedly floods down to Bellevue. Joey, that's the one I talked to you about. So we made a couple of discoveries since then. The city engineer for Marksville has a drone, and he flew a drone out there Saturday right before the rain event Saturday, and it was discovered that there's supposed to have been a low water crossing at just past the Garin culverts.
I would just say no problem.
Yeah, on that property. Well, it turns out that we got some photos of the structure there now. It is no low water crossing. It's about 10 feet high. It has 2 8-foot culverts, and it's a metal steel structure. It looks like a fortress. So that is not a low water crossing. I do believe it's an illegal crossing, and we've got several engineers that shake their head. Yes, it's not a correct crossing, and it causes some pushback towards Marksville, along with the culverts at Garin. Again, one of our engineers flew a drone into that by that culvert, and one of them is certainly collapsing. And I myself went out after the rain on Wednesday and saw that there's only water coming out of one culvert, not the other one. So we've got 2 major constrictions on Bayou Parish that are causing some serious flooding and back flooding in Marksville. So we're thinking that you guys have the authority to take action on at least that low water crossing that's outside the city limits. And we're gonna approach the city at the city council meeting tomorrow night to see what they can do about the culverts at Guerin. Now, Mr. Chapman and I, Mr. Chapman is the city councilman, District 1 in Marksville, and that's where most of the flooding is going on in his district. We approached the tribal council last Thursday, but unfortunately the chairman was absent and they couldn't make any decision right away. We would just hope that you can't drive over that piece of ground anymore because it's compromised so badly, and the culverts are so dilapidated they won't even support a pickup. I was afraid to walk on top of them, so they're not serving a purpose. So why can't we just yank them out and let the water flow freely until they determine what they want to do with that building and that crossing? So I'm hoping that you guys can take some action at least on that low
You
water
said it was
crossing.
one person outside Howard DeSale, is that what you said?
Who's the owner?
Who's the property,
Where, how would sell?
is that the one that we need to contact? Is that-
20 years ago, I brought that up, I got my butt chewed out. So that's it.
Our legal man, what you,
Well, first, what you talk about the confluence area, exactly what?
Well, that's inside Marksville. That's by Tarleton, Albert, and Foster. But we're getting the pushback from those two constrictions.
But the area that you're asking the police jury to do something about?
Is right outside, past Guerin a little bit, right where the trees stop. There's the family there made a crossing, and at the time, I do believe it was a low water crossing, but since then, they built it up to what kind of looks like a dam.
Well, the
Say
first
family,
thing,
who's the family?
The Howard DeSale family. The patriarch passed away a few years ago.
I got my butt
Miss
chewed
Maria?
out.
Daryl, this has been going on for a long time, and Mr. Howard is deceased now,
Right,
so
I know.
maybe whoever is in charge of
For the
his family,
I
they
think
might
it's
be more
Howard the
considerate.
third. Yeah, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first thing you have to do is
Always
contact the
try to
landowners. I mean, there's ways of getting around the landowner if the private property is obstructing and affecting everybody else. But it's a long process. You don't just go out there and do it tomorrow morning. I mean, it'd be a lot easier if we just get cooperation. So
Well,
that-
sure,
that would
sure.
be a
well,
thing.
could we send
So-
maybe a letter out?
There you go.
Sure.
Let's do that.
It must be allergy.
Thank you.
We'll do that.
That'll work.
Problem with
I think
that.
it's something-
And Red shared that amount with us also.
And did you get the pictures of the structure?
Yeah, I got it all.
Well, you could tell right there, there's a man standing on top of it, and let's say he's a 5'10" human being, and that structure is way above the ground, above him. So, thank y'all.
Okay. All right, moving on, we're on number 8. Travis, go ahead and make that motion.
Advertise public hearing on December 10th, 2024 at 4:45 PM to adopt the revised and proposed budgets.
All right, motion, second by Mr. Burrell. Questions or comments? We've been meeting with the various agencies this week. I guess the term that we deal with, and it's in the finance committee's been going pretty good. Huh?
What time?
No, we've been meeting,
So what time is the public hearing?
4:45.
PM, December 10th.
We're waiting on the library, right? The last one we need to meet
And that's
with.
next week, I'm meeting with her.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll set that up. All right. Questions, comments from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, Mr. Thomas.
Make a motion to call for a public hearing on December 10th at 4:30 to hear any, at 4:40, to hear any objections to abandon part of Less Than Norman Road. And we have the signatures from all of the landowners on that.
All right. Got a motion, I'll get a second. All right, second by Mr. Anderson. Question or comments?
Is it part of it?
Yeah. It's not the entire
All right, any other question or comments from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 10, Travis.
Yes, make a motion to call for a public hearing on December 10th, 2024 at 4:30 PM to hear any objections to abandon part of Lake Pearl Road. And Jerry, in your information, it shows the two, on the second page of your handout, it shows where the two X's are, which is just the low lying area that's currently being taken care of by the police jury sometimes, but mostly it's just a mud hole. And like to close that.
All right, motion been made, second by Mr. Benson. Question, comments from jury? Question, comments from the audience? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, Mr. Thomas.
Motion to adopt the vehicle policy as presented, it's in your packet.
Yeah, well, we told you to read over it. Okay, then I get a second. Second by Mr. Benson. Question, comments, jury? Question or comments from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Just for us sitting out here, since we don't have access to it, can y'all generally just tell us, I mean, not real detail, but generally tell us what the policy is? Is that just saying that employees can't drive?
Mr. Thomas, you want?
Actually, we have no policy, so what this does is the employees, gives the employees what they can use the vehicle for, and who can drive the vehicles, who's allowed to bring vehicles home.
Okay.
People who are on call at the supervisory level, personnel, that kind of thing. We have copies of it if anybody wants to read it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 12, Jacob.
I make a motion, the jury appoint or hire the engineer for the Road District 2, project.
Get a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Thomas. Question or comments? Jurors? Public? All right, hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. From 13, Mark.
This is about the courthouse, the activities on the courthouse square. All activities on the courthouse square be approved by the jury. Require a deposit and no events during early voting.
All right, I got a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Anderson. All right, I have two guys that want to talk on this. Ms. Twyla?
Well, it doesn't specify how much are we recommending the deposit's gonna be?
We haven't decided that.
We haven't decided that yet.
We're gonna make some more rules than that.
Okay, so tonight y'all aren't actually voting on this?
Voting to do it.
We're voting to do it, but we haven't got the specifics, and we'll come back and present that to the public also when we do.
Okay, so when y'all get.
We're not gonna break the bank.
We're going to create a policy.
Yeah, we're voting to create a policy.
To create a policy,
Yeah.
okay, okay. And then once y'all actually create it, now will this also apply, I understand this was pertaining to a recent incident, but is this also gonna apply, like when they have the farmer's market and you have all the
Everything.
vendors?
Anything
Everything
around
on the
this
courthouse, the streets out there,
Uh-huh,
that's the city,
okay.
but the courthouse itself, and the atrium.
Okay, so then any of the vendors, like for the farmer's market, who would actually want to set up on the courthouse grounds would then have
Change to
to?
them,
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Dodd.
up to the sidewalks, you know.
Evening. I'm here on behalf of the Marksville Chamber, and we had our recent event, the chain booth on the courthouse grounds. As we had the event, we planned the event, and yes, there was an incident where the courthouse grounds were not cleaned up after the festivities. I take full responsibility for that. And most of you have moved into a new position here as police jurors. I'm sure you can understand that sometimes your transition is not as, everything doesn't get passed down as it should. And that's sort of what happened to me with this. Mark came to the station on Monday morning, advised me of what it looked like, and immediately came over here to discuss it with Ms. Wiley. And we were able to, through the efforts of the police jury and through the efforts of the city of Marksville, able to get cleaned up within a couple of hours. Again, we apologize for that. This is a one-off. I hope it's a one-off, because that's really what I'm after, is unless this is a continuing thing with other agencies or other nonprofits that use the courthouse square, I kind of wanted to get this settled in-house, when I'm meeting in-house without coming to a public forum. And I guess maybe you can answer that question. Has this been an ongoing problem with the courthouse, or?
Well, not like it was when I came that Monday morning, I couldn't believe it. I mean, you swear there was a light going on.
Okay, and I understand, I take full responsibility for that as president of Marksville Chamber, I do.
You know, some organizations, which that ought to be cleaned up, I mean, that's what we're gonna work on too. You know, they leave all that garbage in the garbage cans, but we gotta get rid of all that, you know.
So if you see the document I passed around, this is a what we call a cradle to grave document, where the chamber made a template, and you see points of contact, who to contact for logistics, who to contact for security, who to contact for these items. And we'll work through that list, because we don't want to be the cause of something like this ever happening again. And but that's why we are taking steps to make sure that this is taken care of. And we welcome the jury, and we're going to talk to the city council tomorrow for any input on this document. If you can do that for us, we would surely appreciate that.
That's a good idea.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Because in response, you know, this policy could be a great thing if everybody agrees to it. And I mean, we're not asking, I don't think. You know,
I mean, all I ask is that, like, you know,
if you use it, clean it. Leave it like it was.
Yes, I believe in that.
like it is right now.
Yes, indeed. Just one other thing, if you don't mind, real quick. We did have our chamber meeting today, and things were brought up in the chamber meeting on why do you need a deposit? And because with myself, I'm like, well, what's deposit, you know? But when you really think about it, what if something, what if one of the power outlets were broken? What if a street light broken? Who do you go to? You go to the insurance company, or you go to the people responsible for the event? I fully understand that. I'm sure you're gonna come up with, as you say, you're not gonna break the bank, and we appreciate that as nonprofits. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you.
all right. Any questions, comments from the jurors?
No, I'm gonna get with the courthouse committee.
I was gonna recommend it, but that's just you. Once you meet you and the finance committee, once you and the finance committee, we'll meet and come up with a policy, a price, and present it to everybody.
With the atrium, what do we,
Well, we renting that.
how much is
It's
it?
$200 deposit, $200 a day, and they get the deposit back if they return the key and clean it. As long as everything's intact and nothing's broken.
I like that idea. I don't wanna take everybody's money, because it is public grounds too, but, you know, if an incident happens like that, then it'll be taken care of. So, any other questions, comments?
I mean, you know, when I went to see Todd, I mean, you responded right away.
Well, I know.
It was his day off, and he went to.
I know how exactly how you feel. Okay. All right, here no more discussion. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right. Number 14, need a motion to canvass the election returns. All right, so, Mr. Jacob, second by Mr. Thomas. This is, you have them in your packet, just to say that they're all good. That's under our jurisdiction. Question or comments?
I thought we had quite a good turnout.
Well, 62% basically, wasn't it?
That's the best that I've ever seen in my life.
It was, well, you had a big election, so. Question, comments from the audience? All right, hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Before we make this motion, why don't we just talk about this a little more, because we had several options to be presented tonight, and this is discussion of where we gonna house our abatement officer. I threw out the idea of a portable building. And the other options were thrown out, maybe do a section in the barn that's already there. I know Mark and I talked, there's an office right down underneath the stairs right here, that may be used, I don't know.
We always
Looking for recommendations.
wanted to use, you know what, Joey? No bathroom.
Have you got your stuff in there?
There's some storage for cleaning stuff, but again, you have all the drains that they put in there that they.
It's kind of like a room office. I don't think that's a good idea. Mr. Morrow, you wanted to speak on this matter, so I'm gonna let you say what you, public comment.
As far as the portable building goes, I mean, is this supposed to be a permanent solution to this problem, or is it just a temporary solution? So at some point, you're looking at getting him.
There are some options coming down the road, but there's some things that have to happen.
Well, I'm just wondering, why spend $10,000 on a temporary solution when y'all can just go ahead and put him in someplace permanent? Now, I mean, you're gonna be spending money
We have a
twice.
place to put it.
Well, last time at the meeting last Thursday, y'all discussed something about possibly petitioning him off a section.
$10,000, over $10,000.
Well, that's fine, but that's $10,000 to do that. But you spend $10,000 on a portable building, later on, you're gonna spend maybe $10,000 to put him someplace permanent. So you'll be spending over $20,000 in total.
Well, we know,
Go ahead.
we know pretty much in a couple of years that we'll have a permanent office that comes available. We'll have somebody retire. Plans are, when I retire, put him in that office.
Right.
Which will be vacant. So we won't spend any more money on finding an office.
And I think we found a fairly good core building that's complete inside electrical, I think about in the 4,500 range.
That was the phone call I got a while ago. I stepped outside.
Okay.
So we're not gonna double the cost and say we're gonna do a new construction for him.
But I mean, y'all are totally against the just putting 2 petition walls in the maintenance building over there. That'll hardly,
But there's more to it than that.
how much more can there be? The AC's already running there, you just have to run a little
Okay,
duct.
we got a rough estimate, what, $80 a square foot? That's just, and that comes out to $12,800. So we're over the 10,000 I wanted, we're over the cap I wanted, right there. And plus, you're gonna have to have a contractor do that work.
Well, sure.
Well, but the stuff with the portable building, we can take care of that.
I'm still finding.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just.
Petition walls and a door put in with, and maybe one electrical circuit.
Go ahead.
I talked to 3 different contractors. 2 of them got back to me. One of them was at 20, the other one was at 12. And I'm waiting on another call.
And that's a 10 by 16, this is the same as the building.
What?
Okay, all right, Mr. Travis?
Okay, I have a few points here. I think I made them maybe Thursday. Number one, we have a $3 million bill in there. Am I right about that number? Is it 2? Is it 3 million? I don't know what it was used with solid waste money back in the day. Millions, right? Is it safe to say millions?
I thought it was $1 million. I don't think it was $3 million. I thought it was $1 million.
The whole project was 1.2.
Hey, 1.2 for the
That was
building?
everything in the back and everything.
This is 1.2. and it's a nice building. Can we not say, prettiest building that we own, can we say that? Do we agree on that?
Yeah, let me tell you, I've been here 29 years, and they operated in that old piece of junk for how long, and we finally got a nice building, and you have a good meeting room, and now we're gonna change it all. I just can't go for that. We waited too long for that. Have a nice area like that for, you know, the functions that we have.
$1.2 million building. At the beginning of the year, we spent over $10,000 just on refreshing the signs of this building, if y'all remember, right? And look, it's a nice place, okay? But if you go and you save $10,000 for a portable building, which is gonna be worth nothing in a couple of years, if to put studs and sheetrock and petition a wall, guys, and you spend 15, you spend 20, it's still an investment inside the building. I mean, think about it kind of like your house. I mean, a portable building on the side of that brand new facility, to me, is just a little unjust. And it's not, we're not talking about hundreds of thousands, we're talking about a couple of $1,000s, is all I'm saying. My also future, I don't know if I'll be here or anybody of you guys would, but if we have that office and then the office opens up, maybe hopefully there can be other people hired with increased sales tax, something, hopefully there's a future that's there. And that building is 4,000 square foot, am I right?
Right.
There's 5 people working in it. We've had Thanksgiving and Christmas there. What a wonderful meeting room. It is nice. The kitchen, it's big. The meeting room, large. And I don't think that we would be hurting Kevin or any of his employees by petitioning off two walls there. The chairs weren't even full and the tables when we had the Thanksgiving and Christmas lunch. You know what I'm saying? So you know that, has it ever been full where you didn't have no more capacity in that back room?
Just a couple of times. It has.
The whole building was full.
I'm not just saying, I think if you had one room in there, it would be worth the money, and you always have it there. It would be worth something more, putting your money inside the building versus up.
I think it's worth more like it is right now, because we are planning on having things there where we're gonna need that space. You know, we plan on having training sessions, meetings where we're gonna need that space. And I just can't see putting something else in a conference room, and we won't have the space that we got.
Cut half of the kitchen. I don't, they cook that much? I mean, I don't, it's a huge, and I'm not trying to just be negative here, I'm just trying to be a little realistic. Nobody in the parish has a kitchen that size except probably the school right in the prison. I mean, like, I thought that maybe we could make them.
The kitchen was a fire marshal thing, we actually cut it back. It was bigger than that. We cut the whole building back in.
I don't know how many of y'all ever went to functions in the old building, in the kitchen in there, that you almost fall through the floor. The bathrooms fall through the floor.
There's one bathroom.
Freezing in there. So, it was bad.
All right, guys, so we're at this point. I need a,
I wanna make a motion.
okay, I need a motion. We'll vote.
I wanna make a motion that, we purchase a portable building for additional office space for little amendment officer, not to exceed $10,000.
All right, get a second to that motion.
I'll second that.
All right, second by Mr. Correll. I don't think that's, anybody else want to come in?
Waste.
Okay.
I'll go look at those ones that, Ms. Fadler called about a while ago. She says she has one that's complete office with storage. This one's $4,500 for it. And I'll get back to you.
Just, the
Let y'all
new
know.
one we're looking at, what, 42 something? 4260 or what was that?
It's $4,600 for the bare building.
Yeah, but that building that the unit has is all prepared.
It's all finished, yes.
So you might save $6,000.
Right.
You know, area, look like it's been the whole $10,000.
Okay.
So this one is-
Same.
She'll throw the furniture in with
It's
some
even better.
elements too. that
She has some shelving in there.
Look nice on the inside. They really are.
I haven't seen them since we built them, and I helped them build the old place.
So Kevin, when you say it's finished, does that mean it's like got insulation?
Ready
Paneling,
to move
Medical
in.
outlets and all that.
Should be ready to move in, I wanna make sure.
and it's already got a closet that he could use for his evidence?
Right. Yeah.
You can move it.
No, I'm not gonna move that from there. I'll end up messing up something, trying to get up on our high trailers. There's people make a living moving them things that have insurance.
All right, any other comments from the audience? All right, hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, so we, one name. Okay, all right. We do appreciate the input though. I mean, that's something we needed to talk about. All right, number 16, need a motion to approve the estimate for additional security cameras. This is what Joey, what was it, Joe? Is he here?
Hey Kevin.
2397. This is for extra cameras for in the building, courthouse. I need a motion. Anybody, motion by Jacob, second by Mr. Thomas.
That's $2,397.
We got 3 quotes on it here.
The reason is, they, I mean, you get quotes, and then they already have a camera system.
That's the one we're already dealing with.
There's no label or anything else, just, adding up the 2 cameras,
All right. Any other comments from the jurors? Question, comments from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, 17, I need a motion granting the Secretary of Treasury to pay all bills and waive a reading of the whole. By Mr. Thomas, second by Mr. Benson. Question, comments? Question, comments from the audience? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Get a motion to adjourn, just this. Motion by Mr. Benson, second by Mr. Thomas. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Thank y'all. Good night.